Welcome to Amy Ulmer Yoga. This is for Dominique, who requested to work on squats. So you will need all of the props, a blanket, a bolster if you have one, a strap, and 2 blocks if you practice with blocks. So squats are one of the most effective ways to tone your lower body. And we'll go ahead and get started in child's pose. So the knees can be wide or together, and if you have your bolster handy, you can even rest your torso on the bolster, or if you've got blocks, you can rest your forehead on the block if you would like to do that. And just stretch your arms out long in front. Just notice your breath. Notice how your body feels. Release thoughts no longer serving you. Just allow your hips to sink. Feel the breath as it moves through you. Take one more full cycle of breath, full inhale, and empty out completely on the exhale. And the next inhale, come to the all fours. Set your props to the side. Bring your knees under your hips distance apart. Hands a little more forward of your shoulders. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back to down dog. If you'd like, you can pedal out your feet, bending one knee, straightening the other leg, going back and forth, or getting any other kind of wiggles out that feels good. And then find stillness in down dog. Spread your fingers wide. Firm forearms in towards each other. Spread your shoulder blades wide and wrap them around. Draw your ribs and navel in. Bend your knees. If they're not already, shoot your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Straighten the legs any amount as long as you can keep a long flat back. And then gaze forward. Slowly walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take hold of opposite elbows. If you'd like, you can sway a little side to side. Good, then release the arms, ragdoll your way up to stand. As you get there, reach the arms out, around, and up. Exhale, swan dive right back down. Inhale, fingers to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, down dog. Take a moment here. And then slowly walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold. And then bend your knees, reach your arms up alongside your ear, chair pose. So this is great for building ankle flexibility necessary for squats. So you're drawing ribs and navel in, your knees are over your ankles, you're bringing some weight into your heels. And now slowly, slowly, slowly squat down, letting the heels come up. Bring the hands and knees down. Slide your hands forward, arch your back like in cow pose. And then exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, down dog. Step your feet together. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back and roll the hip open. Now start to level off your hips, straighten the right leg. Exhale, step that foot forward, or you can pick it up and put it there. Bring the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Draw the hips back a little bit. Anjaneyasana. So we're not dumping down, but pressing into the feet, staying lifted. Exhale, the hands frame the foot, tuck the back toes, step back, down dog. Take a moment here. Then step your feet together. Inhale the left leg up and back, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Start to level off the hips, straighten the left leg. And on an exhale, step that left foot forward, lower your right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Make sure your left knee is towards being stacked over your left ankle. Make sure it's all the way up there. And then that you're not dumping into your hips, but pressing through the feet. Staying lifted. Exhale, the hands frame the foot, tuck the back toes, step back, down dog. Nice. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up. If you'd like, you can take a little back bend. And then exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. So see if you can get a little lower, draw ribs and navel in. And then squat down, lifting the heels, bringing the hands and knees down. Slide hands forward, arch your back. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up and back, down dog. Step the feet together. Inhale the right leg up and back, roll the hip open. The left heel is centered and sinking down towards the mat. Level off the hips, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Come into Anjaneyasana, reach the arms up. Good, then exhale the hands down, step back, down dog. Bring the feet together. Inhale the left leg up and back, roll the hip open. And start to level off the hips. Step that left foot in between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Press through the feet. Exhale the hands down, step back, down dog. Slowly walk hands back to feet, forward fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms up, take a slight back bend if it feels good. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sink the hips, reach the arms up, draw ribs and navel in, bring your knees over the ankles, or just make sure you can see your toes. And then squat down, let the heels come up, hands and knees down, slide hands forward, arch the back, exhale, down dog. Take a moment here. Step the feet together. Inhale your right leg up and back, roll the hip open. As you exhale, straighten the right leg, leveling off the hips, and step that foot forward, lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. And we'll add on, so this time heel toe your right foot a little more over to the right. Bring the hands down inside the right foot for lizard. You might scoot your left knee back a little bit. If you need to, you can pad up your back knee with a blanket, or you can just tuck the toes and lift the back knee if you want a more active lizard. Take a breath. And then press back, down dog. Take a moment. Step the feet together. Inhale the left leg up and back. Roll the hip open. Start to level off the hips. Step the left foot forward. Lower the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then heel toe the left foot a little more over to the left. Hands come down inside the left foot. Scooch the right knee back a little bit. Stay here or tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Soften in between your shoulder blades. Melt the heart towards the mat. Keep the head involved so it's not hanging down. Soften the jaw. Then press back. Down dog. You can always come to hands and knees first. Now slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold. Inhale, press through the feet. Reach the arms up. Take a slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. So our first squat, we will grab a blanket. If your heels tend to come up off the mat when you squat, and you'll step the feet onto the blanket, and your feet about hips distance apart. If you need to take them wider, that's fine. And if you've got a bolster, grab your bolster and hold it out. Hold the bolster out like you're serving a tray of caviar and squat down, and that will counteract the weight. So sometimes we feel like we're going to fall backwards, so the bolster helps you balance in the squat. And then press back up, stand up. Exhale, squat down, holding your arms straight out, holding the bolster. Back straight. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, squat down. Inhale up. One more, exhale, squat. Inhale, stand up. Oops, sorry, one more. Squat down. And then inhale, come on back up. Now you can set your props off to the side and grab your strap. And after all that squatting, we'll do dancer, which is we'll go counter to that. So you don't have to use the strap if you can catch your right ankle with your right hand. You can also do this facing a wall to help with balance. If it's a struggle to catch your right ankle, go ahead and take your strap, loop it around your right ankle, and then hinge at your hips. Kick the foot into hand, hand into foot, or the strap into foot, or foot into strap, excuse me. So coming into dancer when you're ready. Find a point to take your gaze, to steady yourself. And then inhale, come on back up. You'll start to shift the weight into the right foot, feeling the weight especially in the ball and the heel of the foot. And then either grabbing your left ankle with your left hand or taking the strap around the ankle. Inhaling, reaching your right arm up, making sure hips are level. And exhale, hinge at the hips to come forward into dancer. Use a wall if you need to. So kick into the hand if you've got the foot with your hand. Kick into the strap if you have the strap. And that kicking is going to stabilize you. Be compassionate with yourself if you're falling over like I am. Finding a spot to take your gaze. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up and you can release the strap. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, down dog. And bring the knees down to the mat. Come up to a high kneeling position for camel. So for this first one, we'll keep our hands at our low back. But first, just narrow and lift your hip points. Lengthening the tailbone towards the floor, protecting your low back. And then bring your hands to your low back. Draw your elbows towards each other. Feel like you're going up and over as you arch back, lifting your sternum. Then you can keep your hands at your low back or slide them down the thighs. Or if it's in your practice to reach for your heels, you can do that. And come on back up. And just rest a moment, sit back on your heels. And we'll set up for one more camel pose. So come up to a high kneeling position. We'll start with your hands at your low back. Narrow and lift your hip points. Inhale, lift up and over something behind you, an imaginary hurdle behind you. And then you can either keep the hands there, slide them down the thighs, or reach for the opposite heel that you did the first time. And then the other heel. And then move your hips slightly forward. Keep lifting your sternum. And then come on back up. Now you can child's pose. Knees can be together or wide. If you want to put your head on a block or lay your torso over your bolster, you can. Inhale, come back up. Come onto your bum, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips to the floor, lift your chest, and then you can stay there. Exhale, come forward, holding the feet, keeping a long spine as you fold. And gently come back up. And we'll come into Shavasana. So sometimes it's nice to have a rolled up blanket or a bolster under the knees to release the low back. If you've got those things available, you might do that. You can also place a blanket under your head, just get comfy and come onto your back. Arms flop out, feet flop out. And releasing any controlled breathing. Releasing the arms and the legs. And I will leave you in silence to enjoy your Shavasana. Let your next inhale be a little deeper. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Circle wrists and ankles. Let the head rock side to side. Reach your arms up overhead. Gently roll off to one side. Use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Bring hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.